What is up, everybody? This is Earl with Hillbilly Trucking and Transportation, coming to you from the Loves in Palestine, Arkansas. I-40 at exit 233. That's 233. What I'm going to talk about you today is finding a company that will allow you to run the way you want and making sure that they have enough freight. Here at Rosedale, we do have enough freight. We have a couple major contracts that just keeps us rolling. We do GE, we do Shaw, which is also part of Mohawk. Mohawk is owned by Shaw and all that. We go up the Northeast, like around Boston, out to Texas, out to Oklahoma City, which is what I'm doing right now. Our GE goes as west as Commerce City, Colorado, which is just west of Denver. So we keep rolling. That's not counting even the brokered freight that our dispatchers gets us to either get home or to fill in the voids. The one thing about Rosedale, it's a non-force dispatch company, which means, like, as I was choosing, getting load offers, I had 5 different load offers which way I wanted to go, and I got to choose. Basically, what I told my dispatcher was, give me the load that has the most paid miles. It's like, oh, that'll be Oklahoma City. I'm like, okay, I'm going to Oklahoma City. But we had, when she was giving me the load offer, which way I could go, it was like a couple was going up around Boston and New Jersey, and then there was one that was going up to Michigan. The other one was going somewhere else. I can't remember off the top of my head. And then there was the Oklahoma City. With it getting colder, even though I live in Chicago, I'd rather just run east-west, going back and forth from like Texas to Georgia or Oklahoma to Georgia. So at least until I can get home, get my winter supplies. Basically, what I do carry in the truck with me when it comes to winter, I do have quilted bibs, insulated bibs. They're a little overfitting me now because I've lost about 30 pounds trucking, believe it or not. At one point in time, I was just under 300 pounds, and I'm down to 260s. Like 261, 262, around that neighborhood. From there, I do carry a mixture between a third of kitty litter, a third of crushed rock, gravel, and a third of rock salt. I usually put that into a big 5-gallon bucket, and I mix it all up really good. I usually get the kitty litters in the little ones that has the handle that you can carry. Like the 1.5 gallon that you see it in the dollar stores, and I'll fill a couple of those up. As well as I switch over my windshield washer fluid from the -10 or the freezing point ones, the blue one, to the -30, -40 windshield washer fluid. I'm just going to have to run this windshield washer fluid out because my truck just came out of the shop from its first peak preventative maintenance. I have like 41,000 miles on this truck right now. They did it at 40. I had a little bit of an issue with the EPU where it wasn't blowing out polar cold. And so I was taking it in there, and I said to him, since I'm like, I know it's like 5,000 miles short of when it's supposed to go in, because our company does our preventative maintenance every 45,000 miles. I'm like, since it's in here anyways to look at the EPU, would it be possible to get would they permit the PM to be done at that time? And I'm like, sure, why not? So I got all that done. The oil was changed, all the filters were changed. There's like 3 different filters on this truck. There's the air filter that's inside the engine compartment, and then there's 2 cabin filters in the bunk in the driver's compartment to keep the air clean and the dust out as much as it can. And it's I got this truck when it had about 6,800 miles on it, and I have not had trouble with it. I know there's haters out there for the Internationals, but I don't mind the International because I was trained on an International when I went through CDL school. I was trained on like a 2012 International Pro Star day cab with a 10-speed manual transmission. This is a 2024 International LT with a Eden Endurance automated 12-speed transmission. I do, depending on the situation, especially when it comes to hills and all that, I will use my knowledge from my manual days to downshift it if I feel like it's going a little too fast or it's in too high of a gear that it should be in, because sometimes the computer in the automated transmission has it in a higher gear than it should be in, but you're not supposed to be here just falling asleep as you're going down the road. You need to watch all your gauges still. You need to watch your gearing. That's what separates the truck drivers from what they're calling the steering wheel holders. Granted, I've only been doing this for a year, but I had an uncle, and I also had my late uncle and my late father were both truck drivers, and they taught me a lot. My uncle, he had 2 Peterbilt 379s with 13-speed transmissions. I never got the hang of it. He would take me to an empty parking lot and try and teach me how to do it, but I could never get a hang of it. Maybe I could now. I mean, I was only 16 at the time, so. But I'm still enjoying being out here. I do miss my wife. I do miss my dogs. So I'm gonna, with the holidays coming up, I'm trying to set up, like, this time I'm just going to be out for two weeks instead of my normal 4 weeks, and then when I'm just taking a couple days off, taking my 34-hour reset at the house, and then I'll be back out on the road for another 3 weeks, which will put me back home the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, so the day before Thanksgiving. Then I will be back out here hitting it again, probably for the 4-week stint until pretty much Christmas time. I'll probably just stay out until it's time to go home for Christmas, and then at that point I'm taking a whole week off, because from what I've heard, since this is my first year with this company and my first holiday season with this company, that the Christmas week between Christmas and New Year's, there's hardly any freight. It's not even worth coming out. So I'm just going to stay home and enjoy time with my wife, with my my pups, which are like my little kids, and of course my extended family. If you're looking for a good job, come on over to Rosedale. They have good miles, they got good benefits, they treat you right, they treat you with respect, they call you by, you're known by your name, not by a number, which is very important. You learn your dispatcher, most importantly, the dispatcher learns you. My dispatcher knows where I like to run. If she has anything that's going up to Kentucky, going like over to Ohio, drop at Ohio, and go over to Louisville, she knows I like running that area because that's where I ran when I was at JB Hunt, and that's where I'm used to. So she always looks for those loads for me. I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, not that much, but she knows what I like, and she knows I can excel in those areas. But you need to call Tina at 706-226-1003 and tell her that Big Earl sent you. If you like this content, smash that like button and subscribe. And for Earl from Hillbilly Trucking and Transportation, I'm out.